Saturday afternoon, and we've come to Red Hill Marina. Spent the week here, so we're just at the top of the River Soar, and now the plan is that we are going to head down towards Leicester. Mandy's having some stuff she's going to do at home, so it's just going to be you and me, and then Mandy's going to join me in Leicester, where we will go down the Leicester Arm of the Grand Union, heading back to Northampton. Good morning. Beautiful Sunday morning, 2nd of September, on the River Soar. Sun is peeking through the trees. It's just gone about 8 o'clock in the morning, unheard of time in the morning for me, underneath the flight path of East Midlands Airport. And we're on the River Soar. Only came a few miles yesterday, just come through 2 locks, Kegworth Deep Lock being the last one, and we're at the top of Kegworth Deep Lock. We're going to have a little wander into the village. Need to pick up some supplies, but just taking Dottie out for a walk. So today we're going to head down and possibly get through Loughborough. That's the plan anyway. So this is Zooch lock number 55. It's like Mambo number 5, except bigger. And there's some birdies here. Or as many people like to call it, the invasion of Canada. Canadian geese taking over many parts of the river. And over there some marina supplies. Anyway, so safely through Zooch Lock always helps when somebody's coming down just as you're sort of half filling, and they appeared from nowhere. Courtesy is always to check. The lock was sort of half empty, half full, and so I looked up just as just before I filmed the first section. Looked up, a couple of boats moored here. Looks like they had no intention of coming down, and so I started to empty the lock, did the videoing. Came up, opened the gate, and yeah, started to fill. And just as I'm doing that, down they came. Morning, you all right? You just these guys have just gone through. They were just finishing their breakfast, so they said, "No problem. You stay on the boat. We'll finish it off for you." So that's the community of boating for you. Nobody's in a hurry, everybody just looking forward to a nice day on the river, particularly when the sun's shining. So yeah, let's continue. We are going upstream, hence the locks are up, and when we get to Leicester, the River Soar will come to an end, and we will be rejoining the Grand Union Leicester Arm. But yeah, at the moment we are heading sort of towards Loughborough. Loughborough is a university town for those of my overseas followers, and Seb Coe was one of its famous alumni. Sir Sebastian, or Lord Coe, Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett were 2 of Britain's best middle distance runners in the 80s, followed by a gentleman called Steve Cram, and in the late 70s, early 80s, those 3 guys dominated the 800 and 1500 metre races, and many a documentary evidence of Olympics and European Championships and rivalry between Steve Ovett and Lord Coe. I'm obviously showing my age. Anyway, we're moving on. It's quite a tense game of cricket between England and India as we speak, in the 4th test, which is down in the Ageas Bowl in Southampton. Which, interestingly, in Southampton is where Mandy and I will be for the 23rd of September, because we're going to go to the boat show. And at the boat show we are going to, this is my 3rd visit to the boat show, but this time I'm going with serious intentions of some shopping, but more about that later. For now, let's enjoy the sights and sounds of the river. River Soar, that is. That's what you call a sneaky little turn, that one. Not very clear on my map. And here's another example of a floodgate. So the little section we were on there is almost like a little canal section, which is protected. Protects the village, I guess, and the road. And we have a weir here, which would direct to the main river past that little protected section. We've just come up. So the water will flow that way instead of around, and hopefully avoid the town. That's the idea behind it. And if there is a flood, then they would stop the water going down that way through that floodgate. And we're just north of, or just within Loughborough, north of Leicester. And we visited a few pubs, which has been part of our tour. But I'm at this pub called the Boat Inn on the River Soar at Loughborough. And we've found some pubs that have been a bit expensive, some have been a bit rough. I have to say, I've just found a pub that does a pint of pedigree for £2.65. £2.65 for a pint of beer. Normally you're paying over £3. Obviously it's a student town, whether that makes the difference I don't know. You've got Loughborough University here, but pint of pedigree for £2.65. I may be here sometime. Cheers everybody. Okay, so a bit of a recap. We have come down the River Soar, and we are slowly making our way down the River Soar. It's all double locks here, and we've joined up with a diddy little boat over there. Diddy little boat called Jemima. And we are just north of Leicester now, so thus far we've passed through Loughborough, stayed at Barrow on Soar. Barrow on Soar was very nice, haven't videoed any of that, because our plan is to do it next year, and we're going to capture some of that next year. Right now we're going to be mooring up just north of Leicester and having a look around a little place called, well, we're stopping at a pub called the Hope and Anchor. That's the plan. It's the White Horse pub. It's another day. Handy steering. We're going through Leicester now. Last night we stayed at Birstall. We stayed at Birstall last night. A nice little village, nice little pub called the White Horse, which we had a drink in, and handy little co-op. So we've got 6 locks to do today, and we're going to end up at Wigston. Going through the industrial heartland of north east Leicester. Just gone past the Wolsey factory. The old Wolsey factory used to make cars back in the 50s. W-O-L-S-E-Y. I'll see if I can find a link to them. But that's been all converted into houses. But this is very typical of the canal networks and the river networks running next to the industrial sites. And they all look like this. It's pretty, isn't it? I could smell crisps.
I can actually.
They make crisps somewhere in Leicester. A certain manufacturer that sponsors a certain team.
Like my Gary Lineker.
Like Gary Lineker, yeah, Gary Lineker likes them. Ho ho. So as the numbers go down, this is Soar Lane Bridge, number 3. We are coming to the end of the Soar and we'll be merging with the Grand Union, that is the arm of the Leicester Arm. So just the last part of the Soar for us as we leave Leicester. So these are the last 2 bridges of the Soar, or in fact the first 2 bridges if you're coming northwards. So we say goodbye to the Soar, nice wide sections of the Soar. As we go on to bridge number 2, and this is bridge number 1. And we now enter the Grand Union Leicester Arm. And the first place to spot is champions from 2 years ago, 2016, Leicester City Football Ground. Of the Blues. An old dangerous old weir as well, but never mind. We didn't go down it.
So as we leave Leicester and continue our journey south, we're going to be heading towards Foxton Locks in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching this. Please remember, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.